Okay, John.
I have 3 or 4 things. I have the mill levy sheet, and these are your figures. And it showed that the valuation for the utilities last year was $2,352.91. The sheet that you handed out says it was $4 million something. Something is wrong here. It doesn't make any sense. Now, we're not going to be able to probably resolve that right now, but here's the mill levy sheet, and that's what it is. But I've got about 3 or 4 other things. I looked at this budget, and I couldn't make any sense out of it, because there's a lot of things on there that aren't there. There's the valuation. I couldn't find the county valuation on there.
For what?
Because that's what you base the mill levy on, the valuation. So you can figure out how many dollars you're going to generate. It's not on there.
Because it wasn't certified. But it didn't get certified until just Friday.
But I'm telling you, it's not on there. And for just an ordinary person to try to digest this budget and decide how much the taxes are going to be, you can't do it because it's not there. That's enough of that. The next item, I looked at this budget, and I got a budget for Eddy County, and I got a budget for Griggs County. And these are the numbers. Foster County, in last year, the valuation was $19,152,008. The mill levy was $113, and it generated $2,164,176. Eddy County, last year, it generated $1,404,000. It's $1 million more to run Foster County than it does to run Eddy County, and they're the same size with the same offices, and it's $1 million more for Foster County. So I got Griggs County. They're a bigger county, and last year your budget exceeded Griggs County.
It doubled it.
And then so then I took this year's valuation. For Foster County, the only figures I had were that I had to try to digest out of this whole mess was $20,842,210. Your mill levy went up, your valuation went up, and your mill levy went up. And so you're going to generate $2,459,380, and that does not reflect the 2% increase that we're talking about that you just notified. Eddy County last year was $1,464,062, $1 million less to run Eddy County than it does Foster County. Griggs County last year, it took $2,213,000 to run it, and that's considerably less than Foster County budget. But that's not a complete true figure. I have the budgets here. That's not a complete true figure because Griggs County is in the process of reducing their valuations. They're reducing, not reducing valuation. They're reducing their budget, the amount of money they're going to collect for various things. And so this figure of $2,183,000 is the projected one, which is down $150,000 for what it was. That's how can it be? How can you guys cost $1 million more to run Foster County than it does Eddy County? It costs more money to run Foster County than it does Griggs County, and they're a bigger county. They have the same offices. In addition to that, they're generating $400,000 or thereabouts to try to pay for the new courthouse. And that's it. That's in those figures. So these figures are worked higher than they should be. This year, as I remember, the farmland valuations went up 12%. Is that right, Teresa? When you certified to the state that abstract, anyhow, they went up.
I don't remember what it was the first time anymore.
All right, they went up. And then you're increasing the mills for 5 mills. So you're not only increasing the valuation, you're also increasing the mills. So they're going to get about, the taxpayers are going to get about a 20% increase in their taxes this year because of what you've done. And a year ago, you did the same thing. Contrary to century code, you kept the mill levy exactly where it was, but you raised the valuation 20-some%. On all the farmland was 22%. So there was a 22% increase with the same mill levy. Something is wrong. Something is grossly wrong the way that this thing is being run. When it takes $1 million more to run Foster County than it does Eddy County. And it costs more than Griggs County. Another thing, I noticed that the people voted for the county paving fund of 20 mills. You only put 10 mills in here. You're cutting the paving road fund by 10 mills from what it was 2 years ago. And you've got a road project that you couldn't finish because you didn't have enough money. And the reason you don't have enough money is because you took 10 mills out of the budget last year. Something is wrong.
Well, I got a question.
Now, wait a minute, you can ask me all the questions you want. These figures that are in this budget proposed, in the paper it said the last election, you made, last meeting, you made a proposal, voted on it, to increase all salaries by 5.5%. So these numbers are not correct. You're going to have to add 5.5 to all of those, right?
It's already figured in there.
It's already figured in. Well, how could you do it? Because you didn't do it until it was the last township, the last county meeting, and this thing was prepared at that time. So
we had both of the numbers wrong, I do believe, John.
well, anyhow,
We figured a 3% and we figured a 5.5% pay increase. They both wrong.
and so I don't know how you're going to explain this difference in the valuation of the utilities. Either the state letter is wrong, or Foster County mill levy sheet is wrong, because there's a big difference.
We're going to have to look into it.
This is not county budget, but it refers to what the taxpayers are going to have to pay. The legislature gave a chunk of money to the school districts a year ago. They gave it to the school districts, they gave it a big chunk to Foster County, $400 and some thousand, plus they gave $300 and some odd thousand to the townships, with the assumption that it's going to help the taxpayers, and they paid 13% of the total tax bill for everybody in Foster County last year, 13%. That's the railroads and the utilities and everybody, they paid 13%. But somebody should have reduced their budget somewhere along the line to reflect the money that you were getting in. Didn't happen. You raised the mill levy last year, you raised the valuation last year, kept the mill levy the same. This year you did both. You raised the valuation and the mill levy. Something is seriously wrong the way you're running this thing. I don't know how, when I look at some of this stuff, I pretty well know what's going to happen with the vote. I think I know where
That's not speculative.
wait a minute.
We're here on the budget only,
I'm
John.
on the budget, that's what I'm talking about, voting on the budget.
Let's just vote on everything.
Voting on the budget. I pretty well know where this vote is gonna go. I pretty well know where his vote's gonna go, Les, it's right on your back. You're the one that's gonna decide.
Recall.
Well, you're right, but that's where it is. And I had more questions on this budget. I tried to make some sense out of it, and you can't do it. Not with the figures are there. There's no way to figure out how much of this is salary. For instance, the deputy sheriff.
Yeah.
How much of that is salary? How much is vehicle? And how much is gasoline?
I think we got it in the budget.
You might have it, but you didn't publish it.
We just took the total budget of it. If we,
Well, I've talked, wait a minute, I've talked about enough, we'll let somebody else talk, but if somebody can explain to me why it costs $1 million more to run Foster County than Eddy County, I'd like to hear it.
I don't know that, but my question, or my comment to you is that last year, the voters put on 4 mills for the ambulance, 4 mills for the county shop. We ended up, we put those on and we dropped 10 mills out of the, I do the road and bridge of the farm to market, we dropped 10 mills there, so we were down 2 mills for there. So your idea that we just jumped up as the board, we did not. The voters put on those 8 mills for us.
And they also put on the 10 mills for the paving.
Okay,
And you took it away.
okay, so now you're telling me, so correct me if I'm wrong, that you want us to finish a paving project and put 10 mills back on again to finish and finalize that project up there. But on the other hand, you're sitting here telling me that you don't want us to charge any more mills because the taxpayers are already being taxed.
I didn't say that, those are your words, not mine.
No, but that's what I'm saying is, you want me to finish the road, but you don't want me to raise taxes. Is that mutual? You want the road paid, but I'm
saying
spending
is,
too much.
the taxpayers voted that mill levy in to fix the paved roads and you took it away.
And we're fixing the paved roads. So,
But you had to quit. You had to quit when you got about halfway done on that road, you had to quit because you didn't have money enough to finish.
who had to quit? I didn't start the road, Mr. Murphy. I think that was back in your days.
Foster County.
Okay,
Foster County.
County.
Now just a minute, wait, I'm talking here. Don't interrupt me. You have a bid out to overlay the Kensel Road. And you start on the south end and you went about 5 miles, you stopped on the south side of the big hill.
Yep.
That means you didn't finish the job. You're only halfway or thereabouts, a little over half. And the reason you stopped is because you didn't have money enough, and the reason you don't have money enough is because you took 10 mills away last year.
Okay, thank you. Doug?
What John commented about, Teresa helped me last year with Foster County's budget, and I went to Griggs County and Wells County as well, and our budget was just about half, total budget, it was just about half of Griggs County, and I think we were up
You mean
around.
twice as much?
Theirs was just about half as ours. I think ours was around 5.5, 6 million is what we figured total budget, and theirs was both around 3. And back to you guys and the state helping last year, John's exactly right. The state helped the townships, they helped you guys and gave you money. But Foster County was the only county in the state of North Dakota that did not pass that tax relief on to the people, the taxpayers. The only county in the state.
So